Welcome to solverfy.
So with the first question, we want to know how many will not contain the base, how many sequences will not contain the base T. So it doesn't matter if A, C, or G repeat, just as long as it doesn't contain T. So that means for the first base, we have 3 options. For the second base, we have 3 options. And for the third base, we have 3 options. And then for the fourth base, we have 3 options. That tells us that 81 would be the possible gene sequences. Then we want to know the DNA sequence that contain ACG. So there are 4 possibilities for the other sequence. We could have A, ACG, G, ACG, whatever it is. But we know that there are 4 possibilities for that first base. And then we know that ACG could either be at the beginning or the end. So that means that there's 2 possibilities. And that tells us that there will be 8 DNA sequences that contain both. Then we want to know how many contain all 4 bases. So that means that for the first one, there are 4 options. For the second base, there are 3 options. For the third base, there are 2 options. And for the last base, there is 1 option. So that means that there are 24 possible gene sequences. And then lastly, it's going to contain exactly 3 of the 4 bases. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that it's going to contain, it's not going to contain T, so it'll contain A twice. Okay, so what that means is that we'll have a 4-way we'll say it can't be T, so there are 3 options the first time, and there are 3 options for the second base because it'll have to be repeated, and then there will be 2 options and then 1 option. So that's just for the case where it's not T. But keep in mind that there have to be not T, not A, not G, not C. So there's 4 different cases there. So using the product rule, we multiply this by 4, and that tells us that there are 72 possible gene sequences.